Hello, 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 hello. Can you guys hear me? For anyone that's watching this as of right now, can you, one, hear my fan, and two, can you hear my mic? Those are the two questions that I'm wondering right now. Those are the two questions that I'm wondering right now. Hello. Okay, can you guys hear me? How does my everything sound? You're saying yo, so that must mean that everything is working. Hello Somish, hello Sam, hello Ghost, hello Cleflax, hello Drawbacks. All of your guys' names kind of low-key rhyme. Hello, okay, can you guys hear me? Although I can hear myself now. I don't know why. Hello Abraham. Sick. Alright, it seems like everything is going to, like, in some way, shape, or form, going to plan. Damn, you're streaming early. You know what? The funny thing about streaming is that every time I stream, because I think I'm learning the fact that manga readers are fairly international and from all over the place. So every time I stream, there's always someone who says that I'm streaming when they're in bed, or that I'm streaming early, or that I'm streaming late. The conclusion I've come to is that if you don't live in the West Coast of the United States, that's your problem, okay? How dare you not conveniently live either in Washington, Nevada, Oregon, or California? Could be a bit louder, but that's still good. Yeah, I can turn up the volume. Testing. Hello, hello, hello. Is this better? How's life? Life is good, dude. I've been up since like 6 a.m. You're streaming at 2 a.m. How dare I inconvenience you? How rude of me. The one thing I do need to fix in the future, though, is the delay on the streams. This has been an ongoing thing since, like, my first stream ever, is that I've just never been able to figure out, like, why there's such a massive delay. I'm in the West Coast. I just woke up. Dude, congratulations, man. It's Sunday. You can wake up whenever the hell you want. I, however, have been up for 6 hours now. So the plan is, I'm going to be streaming myself playing hard games. I would usually do this offline, but the really nice thing about streaming is that I get to just have, like, access to a broadcast that doesn't take up too much data on my computer. So I would normally just do this on my own, but it conveniences me a lot. And I'm sure because I don't have a presence online that often, it might be a convenience for somebody else. So I like this game. The plan is to beat all 3 versions of Jump King. So that's the first game, the first DLC, and then the second DLC. And I just simply don't care how long it's going to take me. We're just going to do it for however many weekends it's going to take me to do it. And it's not happening for any particular reason. I just am playing a game and has nothing to do with anything. Please do make sure, though, that you don't mistake me for Alex. This is Alex, not Alex. This is Alex. There's a big difference. Hello, son. Is it the first time? No. I've beaten games 1 and 2 like years ago. I tried to beat the 3rd game for a charity stream that went on for 3 days, and I got to like halfway through before I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so fatigued by the end of it because each stream was like 10 hours long, and I couldn't really figure out. My main issue is that, like, I don't like streaming on the main channel because it just, like, gets in everybody's way of, like, their home feed. So I figured it'd just be nice to do this. Like if I ever want to do like a shit post or like a shit stream of anything, I think from here on out I'm just gonna do it on here. So that way, like if you really, really wanted to see the streams, aka like the Jump King streams, you can just do that. But yeah, I don't really want it to be like in the way of the main channel, because every time I do those, there's always somebody asking like, what's going on? Is he doing another big thing? Because in previous streams I've done like done streams that were like related to the video. Like when I did the recommendation videos, I streamed myself like picking people's recommendations. So there's like a bit of an air to everyone asking me like, what is happening? Are you doing some big event? The answer is no. It's an anti-event. It's as unimportant as you can possibly imagine. I fuck with the glasses, by the way. I mean, you say that like it's a stylistic choice. I'm just blind. I have negative 3.5 vision. Don't private the streams after you do them. Let's let them stay up. Oh, sure. Sure, I'll do that. Will you make a highlight? No. Probably not. Let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, so I don't have the game downloaded, so we're gonna have to take a sec to just install it, and then I can stream the thing that I'm supposed to be playing. Also, throughout, feel free to recommend me other hard games, purely out of my curiosity. What's your favorite game right now? The Witness or Death Stranding? Those are really strange picks that I would not have thought about less than a month ago, but those are my two answers. I cannot believe that my life has come to that, but yeah, I would say those two are my favorite games right now. Is this too loud? Okay. And for some reason my controller's not working. Yeah, it's a little too loud. I know. Apologies for that. It's too loud on my end. Like, I can't even hear myself talk. There you go. That's a lot better. Okay, for some reason my controller's not working. Delete the save, sure. Getting Over is a hard game too. It is, but it's like way easier than how the amount of time that it takes to finish Jump King. Like there's the 3 tiers, which is the out of like the trendy games that people play. There's Getting Over It, there's Jump King, and then the hardest one is Pogo Stuck. And I don't really like Pogo Stuck that much, but I do really like the game design of Jump King, like both aesthetically and also just like what it is like to play that. Do you play Valorant? During COVID, I used to play like way too much of that game. Here, let me make sure. I'm just gonna double check that everything looks to be good. I'm gonna make the chat like blend through so it doesn't take up the screen, but you can still see the chat. Blending mode, I think it's lighten. Let's see. Or multiply? No, that does not look good. Lighten. There you go. Now we can see everything. There you go. Sick fucking setup, Alex. How do I come up with this shit? I'm such a genius. What's with the Germa face cam? How is this a Germa face cam? What does that mean? Please elaborate. Okay. Back in my heyday, I used to like be able to speedrun the first map. Highly doubt that's the case because heydays was multiple years ago. But we'll see how much my muscle memory I can rely on. Can I give it? What is the premise of your game? Like, how is it similar to Jump King? What does that mean? God, my traps and shoulders are like absolutely cooked today. I woke up at 6 to go surfing, and because winter's coming up, that's usually when like the swells are at their largest, and Jesus fucking Christ, I've never felt like I was doing such a massive like shoulder workout. I don't know. I hopefully won't develop like long-term rotator cuff issues because of this. What's the panting behind you? I don't know. What panting are you hearing? I can't tell if you're like messing. I can't tell if you're like messing with me or not. Is it me? If someone other than Abhishek hears panting, let me know. If not, I'm just going to assume that Abhishek might be schizophrenic. All right, sick. Muscle memory is treating me well so far. That is also the first map, so there's also no point in being cocky about this. What is the painting? Wait, hold on. Panting? Okay. I thought I was like dyslexic or something. Painting, that's like a Van Gogh tapestry that I have. I got it from I can't remember if I got it from Amazon or I got it from like it was probably like Amazon. But yeah, it's a tapestry of Van Gogh. Around like a year and a half ago, I just went through a phase where I was obsessed about learning stuff about Van Gogh. So I read the book. It's a massive book. It's this big. It's a big fucking book. And so I read it about him, and it was really interesting. I just did like a bunch of research on him, but he was cool. He was a cool, very interesting, fascinating, depressed dude. Holy shit, my muscle memory is a cultural phenom. Seems actually interesting to read. I mean, it's not. The thing about nonfiction is that like a lot of it, it's not written with prose that's meant to be very interesting. You just kind of have to treat it like a very long, incredibly long Wikipedia article. And if you go in with that attitude, you're like, huh, okay, maybe I'll like ingest something that's interesting today. But if you're trying to read it in the same way that you would read like fiction series that you're a really big fan of, good fucking luck, buddy. I wouldn't say fun is the first adjective I'd use to describe my experience of reading nonfiction. There's a big reason why, like in this last year, I just have not bothered to read that much nonfiction because I think there's a lot. I would say throughout the year of 2023, I read maybe like 10 nonfiction books in hopes of feeling more intelligent and knowledgeable on particular topics and subjects. And then after a while, after probably like the 10th one, I was just like, man, I'm kind of sick and tired of just like authors with PhDs writing about how awesome they are. Like, I think after the 5th time you hear like some smart person be like, I'm so awesome. Let me tell you about my incredibly awesome, challenging upbringing that I had. After that, I was just like, I think I've had enough. I'm just going to read like a shit ton of fiction this year. So recently I read the first 2 Dune books. and I've been reading like a lot of short stories from Harlan Ellison. I've just been going through like a fiction phase lately, and it's been so much nicer. Why aren't you streaming on the main channel? I just don't like it being in the way of like the subscription fee. Like whenever I stream on the main channel, it just makes it seem like it's like a big event happening. While on this one, I'm making it as clear as possible that I'm just playing hard games, and I just need the VOD because it's convenient for me. While on the main channel, every single time I post on it, every single person is asking, "What are you doing? What is the event? What's the big deal?" Which is fine, like in the nature of the fact that I post once like every couple months. When the fact that like a follow-up notification comes up, I can understand why that might seem like a big deal, but it's not. I swear to God, it's absolutely not. How are you guys doing, by the way? Some people said it's 1 a.m., like 3 a.m. For those of you that it's not 1 a.m., how are you doing? Am I crazy? I feel like I forgot how to make this jump. I did. Okay. I think it's this. Yeah. I almost forgot there for a second. Game. Was this for the blue period video? I never had a blue period video. I don't know what you're referring to. Are you imagining that I'm someone else? I've talked about blue period, but I've never made a video dedicated to blue period. Yes. Yes. Sick. 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 Oh my God. Sick. Fucking awesome. Never mind. This part I like forgot. Yeah, I always get stuck on that part. Allergies kicking my butt. Dude, my fucking nostrils have been flaring up. Your current favorite manga? So lately, especially after the Inoue video, I think I got a little bit tired from reading like a bunch of seinen. So lately I was like looking up on a couple like shonen series that were recently come out, and I'm sure you guys probably know this one, but I think it was published by Jump or Jump Plus. I don't exactly know the difference. But recently came out. I've only become familiar with like the Japanese name, but the English name, I believe, I think off the top of my head. So I read probably like 15 to 20 chapters of it so far. I don't have like an exact like solid opinion on it yet. I think I'd have to read more. But the series is called Your Mother's Cunt. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one, but it's pretty good so far. Come on. Yeah, so it seems like some of you guys have heard of that one before. It's pretty good. I don't have any... Wait. Oh. Where am I going? I'm not even supposed to jump there. Yeah, so yeah, it seems like some of you guys have heard of that one before. It's pretty popular. Again, I haven't read enough of it yet to like form like a full opinion, but we'll see. Maybe if it keeps having like good sales, they might come out with a Mother's Cunt 2. Sick. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, never mind. All right, 11 minutes to get to this part is not bad. It's not bad at all. What is the other name for this? There's no other name. Somebody was asking me what's my current favorite, like, ongoing manga. So I was just saying the name. I don't know if you heard it earlier, Viper Shadow. Kobe! Sick. Fuck! That is okay. Yo, I got banned on chat or what? You did not get banned by anything. I don't think any mods are out right now. Actually, I don't even think I have a mod on this channel. Like, I've not modded anybody. And please do not become the first person who makes me have to get one. It might just be like YouTube, like maybe you're saying mother's cunt in chat and YouTube is like automatically removing what you're saying, which isn't, it's probably a safe guess on my part that that's probably what's happening. Sick. Awesome. The setup to that joke had me thinking it was an actual manga. It is. I don't know why you think that's a joke. I've never told a lie in my entire life, first of all. I don't appreciate that accusation. Second of all, as I stated earlier, I've only read around like 20 chapters of it, so I can't say an honest opinion. However, it seems pretty good. And I keep falling. The chat delay is make no sense. I think it still makes sense. I want to get like a long-term fix for that. I've never been able to find one, but I would say they still make sense regardless. There are definitely times where it doesn't, but is it that okay? How long is the delay? Come on, dude. This is the first. We're on game 1. Good day to you. Hi, Kojin. If that's the same Kojin that I'm thinking of, or it's just another person who has the exact same name as someone else that I'm familiar with. Very long. Usually it gets worse if I like have the stream up for a while, but the fact that this early on is probably just a sign of like my setup, my bitrate, or you're the problem. You're complaining about 18 seconds? That's bad, but it's not that bad. I hate that one so much. Dude, what even? Okay. Yeah, okay, so the delay varies seemingly on your internet. So really, it's just like a matter of classism at that point. You played Cry of Fear? I've never heard of that. Is that a, or are you recommending like another hard game, or what is that? Something about that name. Oh, sick. Sick, sick, sick. So we're going to have to do this again, I think, to get to the second deal. So I don't know if, for those of you that don't know, this little like hump thingy, this leads to the first DLC. But we're not going to do that now. I must beat this first one in sub 20 minutes. Which actually isn't a thing. I don't know why I would build those circumstances for myself, but this is not a speedrun run. I think if I would probably do worse if I were to give myself like a time constraint. Okay. Okay, and then I think coming up is going to be the hardest jump. Not this one. It's the one after this, I think. Okay. I have... This one, I just... Like, you just pray. I have no idea how you're supposed to consistently make this. Sick! That's so funny. Maybe I should put a time constraint just for the stress factor. Okay, wait. Hold on. No, this is the hard one. Yeah. Doing it from the left side is not that bad, but doing it from the right side is fucked. Like, I think I'm going to be stuck here for a bit. Yeah, okay. But at least I don't have to fall off for... Okay. Maybe I just won't talk. Maybe I just won't say anything. Oh my god! Fuck yeah, okay. Alright, this is looking good. This is not bad. Do I full jump to the left? I think it's a full jump. It is not a full jump. I don't know why I said that. Any Miracle Musical fans here? Any Tally Hall I don't know what any of these words mean. Okay, I think I full jump. Yeah. What? Okay. I don't remember where I'm supposed to go after that. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I think I just full jumped this, no? No, I don't. Right. And then this is a full jump. Yeah? And then like that. Okay. I'll be back. See you later, Sonny. I hate this. I forgot how much I fucking hated this. So this, yeah. This like... This one like kills most runs just because you have to wait for the thing to turn around. I remember there used to be a way to like get through this part really easily, but I have completely forgotten it. No stream is safe from brain rot. What? I don't. You got explain to me the rules. I want to experience the brain rot. You can't just like gatekeep 6 terms for me, and I. Okay. You know, the good thing about the delay is that it's been an ongoing thing for like 2 years now, so I've become accustomed to it. Did you watch the new Dandadan anime? I think I'm gonna watch the first episode today. Or however many are out right now. Two? Okay, there's 2 episodes out. Yeah, I was thinking of probably watching those 2 today. It just kind of depends. It's good to know that if I put a 25-minute constraint, it would not have made any difference. I want to say like the last 6 messages, I have not understood a single thing. Okay. I think for this one, I literally just pray. Oh! Okay. Okay. The really sweet, convenient thing... Wait. The really nice, convenient thing is if I can get past this snow part, they have like a fucking checkpoint. But again, me saying that out loud might entail that I might have jinxed it. Fuck me. Okay. That is okay. I just have to pray a second time that twice in a row it works. And that's okay. The fact that it didn't does no harm to anyone. A third time, however. A third time, however. Okay. Please just get me past this point. I hate this part so much. If you think about it, we're chatting with past you. If you really think about it, aren't you always? Wait, I have an idea. Let's see if this works. Yes. Yes. No. Fuck, I had a feeling that would be the case. Okay. Guys, I'm not going to say a word for the next, like, minute and a half. Starting now. Starting now. Come on. That's too much. Starting right now. What snacks should I get to watch the stream? There was like a good 7-month period where I was going to the 7-Eleven on my campus so often that one of the employees, like many months later, was like, "Oh, hey man, I haven't seen you around in a while." And I was like, "Really?" I did not know that I went so often that one of the employees was concerned about my well-being for that long. But to answer the question, I would say, if you ever had the like lemon Sour Patches, dude, cogent, dude, that is crack. I need to know this character's leg day routine to be doing jumps like this. It's just a simple squat rack, 5 for 515, most likely. The same as I do, Danny, in case you're wondering. Same exact routine. You just do 5 sets of 5 for 515 pounds on a lighter day. Dude, okay, I think I'm just supposed to jump up straight for that part. I forgot about that. Okay. This is like the 5th one, right? They always say the 5th one's a charm. Okay. 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 If I just don't rush it, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Sour Patch energy drink is crazy. That sounds disgusting. Actually, no. No. That's like an initial thought. I actually highly disagree. I would say most of those are probably the same exact thing as like a Sour Patch energy drink. Like, if you think about a Celsius or like what's in a Monster can, it's basically just like melted Jolly Rancher carbonated juice. We can't really sit here and pretend like we're better than that. You're off by 2, but that's the spirit. So 4? So this will be 5. God, okay. No words, just pure concentration. 60 BPM heart rate. Starting now. You guys know that the flow state was based off me? The guy who wrote the book, he based it off of my yeah. I don't know where I was going with that joke, but okay. I might not be a nuclear physicist, but I believe if I... And then if... Okay. Sick. Sick. Awesome. And then I'm pretty sure if I just do this... Okay. And then I just... Get me out of here. Okay. I don't remember how to get up from here. I think it was this. No. It was one of these. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm remembering how to get out of here. No. The part that's annoying about this one is I can't actually, like, really tell where you're supposed to jump. The chandeliers in the background just kind of blend really badly. Yeah, I'm gonna increase the volume just a smidge bit. Whoops. Instead of doing the thing that I said I would do, I instead closed every tab. Okay, options, audio. There you go. We'll see if that's too loud or not. It's a little too loud. I see what I was doing wrong here. There you go. Much better. Okay. Again, I'm not getting too cocky right now because I do know this is the first game, but it is good progress so far, I would say. Ended up with heart problems? How many milligrams is in one of those? There's no way. Maybe they had like a history of already having issues with that. How do I get up there again? I remember there was like a really easy way. No. Is it this one? No. Yeah, I don't believe your friend. Or you. Whoever you're referring to in this story. Okay, yeah, I think it was just that. Why did I do that? At least he has it in control. Oh, sorry. That's an older message. Yeah, you gotta follow up with that. Because I have my doubts. Okay. Okay, I forgot how to do that part. I don't have to like really do it for that, but I'm prepping for it for the like first DLC part, which shouldn't be so. No, it's gonna be pretty bad. I remember it took me a long time to get that one over with. Again, this is just giving me like false confidence. I think it's really much later on where I just let go of the idea of any emotional well-being. Okay, so I do remember how to do that. Okay, so I also forgot about that. When did he get the little hat? He has always had that on. I don't know what you're on about. He has absolutely always had it on. And anyone who says otherwise is getting permanently banned. What? Okay. And then I think it's just this, right? Yeah. And then you just max jump again. Yep. Yep. Okay. Pretty sure this part, I think I just have to do this. Yep. Sick. Sick. Fuck! Again, there's like an ongoing theme with this game of me just needing to let go of progress. There is an ongoing theme of letting go of progress. That is a direct quote from Sun Tzu. Alex, what's your age? I'm 23. The reason why I'm lowering my voice is because I have never felt a negative thought in my life, and I'm just making that clear to everyone that my BPM, my heart rate, is at a solid 60 right now. The word calm has bestowed itself in my own middle name. I don't even know what anger is. It's a foreign concept to my cranium. I've never had an angry thought in my life. If you were to look inside my mind, it would just... You ever seen the movie Inside Out? And how there's like 6 different emotions? All 6 of mine would just be pure skill and concentration. It's too long, so they had to cut it out of the movie, but that is an existing emotion. It's fine. It's fine. All is fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. I'm just a chill guy, see? Good night to Zed and HC. Or whoever said, oh, Ghost said. Or a lot of people are, never mind. You're saying good night as a response. You're not saying good night because you're saying good night. You're saying it to someone else, not to me. That was my fault. That's an amateur streamer mistake on my part. I will work on it, guys. I will try my best to never make such a mistake again. Why do I max jump there? Why do I do that? It's such a civilian mistake for me to make. Guys, can we get to sub 1 hour? If I get sub 1 hour, I will literally eat my foot. And I said literally. HC, are you the one that makes cool art? Or am I hallucinating you for another HC that I've seen? Pretty sure I've seen someone named HC. I don't know from where, but there's a part of my cranium that has seen those 2 letters side by side. Whoops. Yeah, I do. Okay, so yeah, I thought I was like hallucinating it, but I think you are who I think you are. Good to see you. You make cool art. That wasn't already obvious. You should have just responded with that. Yeah, I make cool art. What about it? Yeah. This speedrun is going pretty good. You might have the world record. That is what you're witnessing. I haven't fallen once, which is really impressive for someone of my stature and build and physique. Okay. Okay, cool. That's the first game. That's the first game. I don't have to eat my foot. All right, nice. Sick. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Sick. Game 2. Second game. Second game. Come on, get this over with. I'm unimpressed by this end screen. All right. Now it's for the DLC. This is no. I don't want any positive messages. None of this means anything. This has the same value as a straw from the dollar store, okay? This means nothing. Don't get your hopes up. The runs will not look this good. Try game getting over it. That one's too easy. I'm not doing that one. We're doing Jump King. I'm gonna play games 2 and 3. All right, come on. Let me skip this. Fine, I'll just, you know what? I'll just use this opportunity to chill. Just to chill for a sec. Sick. Awesome. All right, next game. New Babe Plus. Play cool math games. Dude, is that site still up and running? Alright guys, it's time for game 2. Let's equip the scholar's hat once again. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I shouldn't have held down all the way. If you add everyone in the server, maybe they'll come to watch. No, I do that. I only do that for like big announcements. This is not a big, like, it's just a stream, Kojin. It's okay. I don't like notifying people in that way for anything that's like not either like a big Patreon post or just literally me, like the fact that I uploaded other than that, you can totally choose if you want to like hop on the stream or not. Again, it's not a big event. I'm just going to stream every Sunday until I beat this game. And some of you might have seen that first run and probably aren't familiar with Jump King, and you might be like, Alex, why do you say every Sunday? This is not that bad. Just you wait. Imaginary chatter that I have spoken into existence. There's a server. I have a Patreon server. If you pay $1 per month on the Patreon, then I have like an exclusive server that I just answer people's questions, or like people just hop on there to chat about manga and stuff. What is this fucking jump? What is the... Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Yeah, okay, I was just supposed to do that. That's a fake platform. That was just supposed to juke me out. I see what you're doing to me, game. Okay, there's a lot of stuff happening here already that has made me forget about who developed this and what kind of masochist designed the layout for these platforms. For fuck's sake, man. Just kidding, I would never curse. Didn't you already finish the game? Isn't the crown for when you beat it? I beat the first game just now on stream, and in the past, I have beat the main game, the DLC, and I've never beaten the third game. And that's what we're going to be doing for these following Sundays. For no particular reason. Guys, for no particular reason. We're going to... Listen, on the day of the Lord, appropriately, these streams are just meant to be a learning experience for all of us, truly. There are lessons to be taught for everyone and anyone, if you really think about it. And right now the lesson is that the lesson is that positivity will guide me to success. This is a positive only stream. Positivity. Positivity. Okay. What? What? Where am I supposed to go for that? I don't remember any of this. I think you're a masochist. Don't assume my kinks. Gotta head out. See you, HC. Can I skip this? Can I just do this? No. I mean, I can, but the risk is too high to go for the top left one. Do this, though. No, I can't. I can't do that. I don't know why I say words and then do things that are opposite of those words. What if you thrive off of negativity? Well, that will not... Even if that is the truth, which it's not, I've literally never had a negative thought in my entire life. I just refute that as your philosophy, bruh moment. for anyone, like, if you really truly knew me and you knew the types of videos that I make, you would know I've never said anything negative about anything. I'm the most positive person. It's profound. Profound. See? Where am I supposed to go there? Okay, there you go. What the fuck is that? Sick fucking vibes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was an intentional fall. Zimmy, you could not be more accurate about that. I'm just being loudly positive. Supremely. It's just, I'm just passionate, guys. I'm not mad, I'm just passionate. I'm just very passionate. Fuck off. What part of me even thought that would be a good idea? Alright, I see what's happening here. It's just a matter of, like, it's simple. The thing I forgot is that, like, each map is trying to prime me for the map afterwards, and I just have to, like, accept that. Like, I know this part is insanely annoying, but then I know that the part after is gonna be more annoying. And it's looking out for me. Guys, what's a good analogy for that? It's like when you go to a Chick-fil-A and you ask for the Chick-fil-A sauce, but they give you barbecue instead because they want to reduce your sodium intake. That was a good analogy. That was a really good analogy. How's your week been so far? I honestly cannot register much of how my week has been, just because it's been so busy and, like, hectic. But I believe the last thing I remember were good thoughts about them. Maybe it's because, like, I'm a little bit sleep deprived, so that might be, like, contributing to it. Here right now it's like 12, or it might be like 1 already. So I've been up for like a hot minute. That was a bad idea. to go to college in the morning. Good. Today's Sunday. Oh yeah, that's true. Today's Sunday. I forgot. Good luck to you as well. Thinking about becoming full-time on YouTube. We'll see. We will have to see. I think my main issue for a while was that, like, I wanted to work my way up to a point where I felt like I knew what I was doing. Like, the problem early on was that, like, I think the channel just, like, blew up a little bit faster than I could handle. And I wanted to spend some time, like, really fine-tuning certain things about my, like, video making process, like my writing and my editing, because I wanted to still learn a lot about both Premiere and also just, like, about making video essays. So the hard part throughout, like, the last 2 years was doing a balance of that while also having, like, quite a lot of eyes on me. But now I'm in a position where, like, I feel pretty comfortable about that. Like, it doesn't really faze me anymore. And now it's just a matter of, like, can I take advantage of this opportunity that's been given to me? And if not, then that's okay. But if I can, that'd be pretty gnarly. That'd be pretty gnarly. I would love a circumstance where I can make video essays full time, but it is also the hardest genre on YouTube to, like, be able to make it financially stable. Just because it's the entire format of a video essay means, like, video essay implies it's like the final draft of a topic or like a video. So the hard thing is just being able to consistently make, like, really high effort final draft things without it, like, just destroying you to your core. Because they are rough. It's really hard to explain that to someone who has never made one before, but they are rough to make. If you have made one before, then you probably are aware of how hard it can be. But I like it. I in the same way that I'm playing this game, I appreciate stuff like that because you learn the most about yourself through it. So I've come to really enjoy that, like, the difficulty or the stress of that process. Which is a lot of words for I need to upload more often. I need to figure out a way to make videos in the way that I want, but also in a way that's not once a year. And it's getting better. We went from 9 months to 5. The plan is to have the next one out in 2. So there's progress being made. It's just the progress takes a second, couple seconds, maybe thousands, couple thousands. Weekly videos, that will never happen. That will actually never happen. Forever, the plan is definitely to stick to, at the minimum, I think the shortest video I would ever make would probably be like 25 minutes. But you will never see me upload anywhere as frequently as, like, when I first started, like, I want to say my first 5 videos, I think, were done monthly or, like, tri-weekly. Like, I think they would take me like 3 weeks to make. That's the fastest it's ever going to get. And I don't think I'll ever get anywhere near that. But I would like to make it faster. At least 2 to 3 months. If it's 2, that's awesome. Like, that, I think that would really make it a lot easier to be able to pursue, like, YouTube full time. I think I'm trying to figure out a balance for that, but the reason why I would like for it to be 3 is just to, like, because that 3rd month would go down to just fine tuning it and making sure that the result is an essay that's fairly complete, and I wouldn't post it having regrets or being like, oh, if I just gave that like a couple more weeks, I could have really made that like a much better essay. But 2, financially makes the most sense. So there's a balance. We'll see. There's a balance that I have to figure out. Because the thing is that like, a lot of it's just trial and error. Like a lot of it's just me not knowing a lot of answers and just trying to find answers on how to make this work. And so far it's treated me pretty well. It's gotten me to the position where I am now. But I don't have all the answers yet. And the big one right now is figuring out a nice way to make the videos that I want, but also not completely fuck myself over in the long term. Honestly, if you did monthly, that would be cool. 2 to 3 ain't bad. Your video is still good, and it wasn't bad at all. Maybe do a mix of long and short form videos. My problem with the reason why I say like I really only honestly have an interest in making like 25-minute long videos, or like at its shortest, is just because it's really hard to make something, to really like have something to say in like 10 minutes. Like I think it's really hard to form, because when you're engaging with like a certain piece of media, and you're really trying to make an honest effort to talk about it, like not just give a review, but really be like, really try to give some kind of an insight that reflects something about us, as cheesy as it sounds, it has to be longer. I think there has to be more context. Like I would never make a video, like in a world where I ever made a video on Inoue or a video about like climbing mountains, I would never just give a review on like a certain series and be like, meh, it's good. What interests me is like what happened for this thing to be made. How has its existence like quite literally affected us? And that sounds insane and intense, but I just think that's more interesting. And also like it makes things feel a lot more evergreen. The thing that I learned early on is how permanent things on the internet can be, which can be a downside, obviously, but it can also be an upside in the sense that when you make something, it's never going to go anywhere. And I like the idea that like years down the line, I can look back on a project that I made and it has like lasting power. It wasn't just something that was trendy for like a month. It had something to say besides the fact like thing equals good or thing equals bad. For each piece of media, it's different. Like I don't want to say I have like one way of thinking, like, oh, I only talk about the behind the scenes process, or I talk about the influence that something has had. That's just like an example of what I think is interesting. But that's always been my appeal to video essays, is that they are like the final draft of a thought that you have on something. And so because of it, it has more lasting power. Like you could watch video essays very easily from like many years ago that still hold up. That's a fucking hard jump. Is that a secret entrance? I think there is, yeah. You are right. I forgot. I don't remember where. Oh, no. I think the... Okay, so I don't know if you intentionally meant to give me that hint, but I do remember there was a secret entrance here, but it's not the one that you're talking about, Hater Truman. I'm recognizing some of your guys' names, but I don't know from where. Like, I see Wondering Labs, and I don't know where I've seen that name before. You always seem so attached to the series you talk about. I don't know how. I don't know how either. It's a phenomenon that both of us don't know, I guess. It just happens. My goal every time is to... What's accidentally happened out of making videos about manga is I hope more people have realized that like a series is not just a series. It's a guy in Japan who is trying a thing, and we're just seeing if he was able to make it work or not. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. And I like the approach of having more sympathy for them for that. Part of making videos is that like I learn more about them via making videos, because I feel like I get it more. Given the fact that I've spent 9 months on a video, I think I now get what what it must mean. To the right of that bird. Yeah, Hater, this might be crazy, but like when I first made my videos, like I did streams of Jump King, and I had like 6 viewers at the time, and there's a possibility that you could have been one of them, and you probably could have seen me do that secret entrance, and we're both just having like a That's So Raven moment. I've been in your past live streams. I probably commented on vids too. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Either that or it's like a... Whoa. Speaking of secret entrances. Either that or we're just both lying. Who knows? Wondering labs. Why is your lab wondering? Are you committing like scientific crimes? Ugh. Bless you. I really like your videos that get immersed into it. Like genuinely, I lose the sense of time watching. Thanks, man. That is a good thing to hear about the art that you make. And I would like to continue doing that for other people. Ha 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 ha. I do mean that, but I don't know why there was a part of me that thought it'd be funny to just make like the most Amazon Echo voice to that. Make it sound like you're talking to an Alexa. Love the straight fall play on the... Dude, that shit will fuck you over. I think there's a jump, not now, but in the one after this. Pretty sure you literally just eat shit all the way down to the... Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I think if you miss this one, you just eat shit. Straight up. And we didn't eat shit. Straight up. I'll take that. Listen, I'll take that fall any day. Falling is just... Like, falling is just a gravity check. It's just us making sure that physics works. There's nothing bad about it. Just because the game wants you to go to the top doesn't mean you have to. We're all just choosing to do it. Ronaldo or Messi? I grew up... Well, so I grew up in Germany, so I did play like a lot of soccer. And when that was like a part of my childhood, I was a big Barcelona fan. So that probably makes my answer pretty obvious. But I wasn't really like, I didn't really care for Messi or Ronaldo. I liked defenders a lot, like Puyol. Puyol's, dude, that like reveals my age, but Puyol's a fucking old player. Old player. Down is another up. It's just up in Australia. That's it. Down is just up. Depending on where you are. What country you're in. I think I'm scared of that jump. Like I'm underdoing it because I'm scared. I'm scared of the massive fucking creek that's hanging off to the side. I'm 100% always a Pele kind of guy. I wonder why, Hater Truman. It might... I wonder what makes you say that. Pepe eats Puyol for breakfast. I think Suarez eats other human beings for breakfast. I wonder if that guy's retired or not. I just got here. How many times has he fallen? We are at 83. On this DLC version, we're at 83. I don't know how much we were at on the previous one. I'm sure it'll show up like in the VOD for a millisecond because I just like ran through that screen. All right. All right. Sick. This is good progress. Oh my god. Yeah. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought that was a platform. Dude, what a fucking throwback. Okay. There is no one here other than Hater Truman that's going to know this, but that map, I was stuck, or the map after this, I was stuck on that map for like an entire stream when my channel had like 200 subs or something, like years ago. I mean, I say years ago, like as if I've been making videos for like that long, but definitely... Definitely like 2.5 years. That's crazy to think about. I think at the end of October, the channel will have reached 3 years. Like its 3-year anniversary, which is crazy to think about. Because it doesn't feel that long to me. It feels like it's only been like 6 months. Might be because of how often I upload, but... Well, it did happen. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I think I experienced like 7 stages of grief in 3 seconds there. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The interesting thing is that, like, I wonder if some of the lessons you learn from this game are intentional or not. Like, I wonder if people learn things about themselves through these games and the developers did that intentionally, or they just made a hard game and humans are just like that. Because I don't know. On the topic of football, what position did you play when you were younger? I was a defender for, like, when I was a kid. And then when I was in school, I think I played center defensive mid. And then... But I stopped playing, like, when I was really, really young. I would not say soccer ever ended up being, like, my main sport. The sport that I played like throughout all of high school and all of college, or not all of college, but like a significant portion of college, was water polo. That was my thingy. When I was like 19, if you asked me at the time, I would have been delusional enough to think that like I one day would have ended up in the Olympics or some shit. I was that, like, it was my life. It was all I ever thought about. I learned a lot about myself from Dark Souls. Yeah, but what I'm curious about is like if FromSoft intended that, or they like I'm curious about like what they plan ahead for those kinds of things. This is the secret entrance, Hater Truman. This was the one, or maybe there are other ones, but this, like 2.5 years ago, was the secret entrance that I found when I first started my channel. This is it's so crazy to be here. There's only one person in this chat that would even have like that same memory as me, but it is fucking absurd to be in this spot right now. I was living in a totally different city, in a totally different state of well-being. Was making totally different videos back then. Is there a I think there... I'm pretty sure I remember there being a consistent way for me to make that jump. It's not max jump. God, that is a brutal fucking jump. Depends on the game. I would say so, yeah. Are you about to relive that live stream? I mean, nothing happened in it. I just was younger. And just in a totally different phase of my life. I knew it wasn't a tap jump. Fuck me. Ugh. How do you look back on your old videos now? If you asked me that question like a year and a half ago, I would say that I just like treated them like trauma and would just be like, I would find them to be very cringy and very awful, and I would wish people to not ever watch them. Nowadays, I'm just kind of like not so hard on past version of myself. They're okay. I mean, I think they're bad, like they're objectively bad video essays. But I don't mind them. Like I don't cringe if I were to ever see them again. There's a part of me that wants to do like a Patreon video reacting to my first one, or some time ago, I don't even remember how I got access to this, but some time ago I found my actual first video essay when I was 19 years old. I think I found it in like a Google Drive on like an account, like an old email account that I had. So I could react to that as like a Patreon post, but I would have to figure out a way to find it again because I think I lost it. What's a bad video essay to you? That's a good question. There are a lot of things that make... Okay, well, there are like a lot of bad things, or a lot of things that I would consider to make something a bad video essay. But what I don't like... I see this like pretty often on Twitter and even like YouTube videos made about it. But what I don't like lately is that there just seems to be like a video essay police that's been wandering through like a bunch of social media. Like people seem to just have like a hate boner when it comes to video essays. And I think the nature of it probably comes from the fact that, like I said earlier, video essays are kind of like the final draft of a thing. So when people see something that they don't like about a video essay, I think there's just an air to it of like, you had enough time to make this more thought out and like do redrafts and like even have it like reviewed by other people before you posted. And if you're like, people kind of get mad about that if it's like a video essay they don't like, but there are definitely times where I would say something just straight up is a bad video essay, and I would just say it just comes down to examples. I really like it when videos say a thing about a thing and then they're like, this is a moment of what I'm talking about. So if I were to ever like watch a movie and I were to say like, oh, the dialogue seems really awkward to me or whatever, but the video essays doesn't show any examples, like they just purely say that and don't follow up with anything, then I consider it to be like a pretty bad video essay. And I think good video essays use like examples, or great video essays use examples and they don't tell you what it is. Like they won't even say their opinion. They'll just like say something that happens in the dialogue and they leave room for you to just think whatever you think on it. That to me is like a great video essay. I mean, I'm using very general terms for a very wide span of like content that gets posted on YouTube, but that is something that I think about a lot, is just kind of having like making like an evidence case basis explanation for the stuff that you have to say. I used to really hate doing like summary, or not summaries, but like retelling certain chapters. That would be like a part that I always dreaded, was talking about exact moments that would happen in a manga. But I've actually realized the importance of that, especially if it's something that I'm trying to say. So like in my last video, for the bit where I talked about Miura, there's a part where I make the statement like, I think Miura at 23 had an insane amount of confidence in himself. Like he really was able to believe in himself and know that he was making something great. And the reason why I think that was just because he was willing to make us spend like multiple pages on just one small moment. Like he himself, as he was making it, he was like, this is a really significant moment, and therefore I'm going to spend multiple weeks on just like one single second of a thing. And artistically, I'm fascinated by that. Like I think that's a really bold move to make, because you have to understand, if a mangaka dedicates a large chunk of their chapter to the same exact scene, that is so much labor to get that done. Like that takes so fucking long. It's so many hours of labor to make that happen. And so you really have to like a scene to do that. It's the equivalent of doing 800 takes for one scene in a movie. It's insane. Like I don't know what kind of mindset you have to even be able to achieve that. But there are so many things that could possibly make a video essay bad. That's just something that I like. It's really not. It's not like the definitive thing that makes it like one thing or the other. I used to think video essays were very pretentious. That's fine. They can be. I don't know. I always loved them. When I was in high school, I watched like a lot of the OGs, like Captain Christian. When I was like a freshman in high school, I had already known about like Super Eye Patch Wolf, and I just liked them a lot because they felt like projects. A lot of videos, and this isn't like anything bad about them, but like a lot of videos on YouTube, because they like need to be monetized and like need to be work for people. Can I make that jump? A lot of videos kind of just feel like content farms, and I get that. Like, especially if you're a person that has to post on a weekly schedule or X amount of times per week. There's only like a limited amount of effort, but video essays to me were such a, like, even back then, they were just such a, there was just an air to them of like, I'm going to sit down and really spend some, like, this is going to make me think. This is what, back then they were like 10, 13 minutes long, but you knew those 13 minutes, behind those 13 minutes was several hours. And I loved that. Like, I loved that so much. Yeah, I felt it early on with stuff like Captain Christian, Super Eye Patch Wolf, Nerd Writer. Like, they felt like very big deals. How do I... Was it just like this? No, okay, that's not a possible job. I remember there was like a shortcut way for me to do that, but I don't remember how. But yeah, my experience with video essays goes way back. Like, I've always had like a very strong love for them. I understand that like nowadays it's a very popular genre on YouTube, but there was always a really small part of me that wanted to make them, which is why like when I was 19, it was like my first attempt at ever doing them. This is not my first channel. It's my second one of trying to make video essays. But the origin story goes pretty far back. I think I think that story gets told like every stream though. But yeah, I used to make video essays about movies back then, and they're really bad. Like, if I think my first videos were bad, these ones were so bad, like so bad. I hate video essays that are just Wikipedia pages of what something is and not really an opinion throughout behind. On one end, I get you, but on the other hand, I just don't watch them. Like, if you early on have deciphered that clearly someone didn't put that much thought into it, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, very obviously like a sore thumb. And then I just choose to not watch it. Like, I understand why someone does that. Like, if someone just treats their video essays like it's a content farm, especially the more I learn about what it's like to take care of your finances, the more I kind of have sympathy for it. I don't think it's never gonna happen to me, so I like that's to the extent that my sympathy is gonna get. But yeah, I just choose to not watch it. Again, for some reason in these, like, I want to say in the last 2 years, there's just been so much hate aimed towards video essays. Not that it's like coming out of nowhere. I'm not saying it's unjustified and every single person that feels that way is wrong, but there does seem to be an air of just like video essay police. And I see it all the time. I see it on Twitter. I see it on YouTube. I see it everywhere, where people are just like, I hate video essays that are like this. I hate when the intro is more than 5 minutes long. I'm sick of video game essays where they tell me what they did in the game. Like, who cares, man? Just don't watch it. Because the thing, I think obviously, when I say this, it's coming from the fact that I make them myself, so I have more sympathy towards it. But I don't know. The thing is that, like, I wish people were more likely to understand that a lot of it is just unintentional. Like, no one is trying to, when someone is making that stuff, they're not trying to purposely drag out like the essay. It's literally just, I'm never thinking about the implications of the stuff that I make. It just turns out a certain way, and then like, the reaction to it is just gonna be the reaction to it no matter what I do. Woo! Okay, wait, I don't want to celebrate too early. Sick! Sick, sick, sick. Sick! Awesome. Yes, I've been trying to make my own manga. I'm getting humbled on my art journey. Your video hit me at the perfect time. I like really connected with it. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but I've gotten a lot of comments about people that were artists that felt kind of motivated about that. My fear, honestly, was that people thought I was going to promote like actual mountain climbing, which was not the point. That was not the point. I think I purposely made it in the intro to like make fun of like anybody who thinks they should climb Everest at any point. I think climbing metaphorical mountains is a great pursuit. Climbing actual mountains, like obvious, like fucking being one of those rich people that spend like $50,000 to go up Everest, those people are cringe, like very cringe to me. Is there a way for me to get up here? This part took me so long. I think this part took me like multiple days to get through. This has a lot of unforgiving jumps. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna respond to my phone. Just give me 1 second, fellas, peoples, gals. All right, we're back. I used to be really good about 10 years ago and did other things, picking the skills back up and dusting them off and comparing my art to Berserk hurts. Getting reminded it's about a personal journey for myself really helped me reel back in. I'm no stranger to setting myself up for an impossible task, but yeah, the perspective how hard it is to makes my heart hurt less. Well, I think part of it is just like there is something interesting about. I know, again, this is the most overused thing ever, but it's funny how appropriate stuff like the cheesy old destination journey stuff fits into other pursuits in life. God, the amount of just painful days that there were in working on the Inoue video, good God. You learn a lot about yourself, like a lot. And for that, I think those pursuits are like always worth it. God, that fucking map. Yeah, that map is it's gonna take me a while to get that map figured out. Guys, gals, non-binary pals. Yep. It's a good rhyme scheme. I don't know if you made that up yourself, but if you did, good work. Yeah, that was a very painful. It was a very painful video to make. I think in total there were around 250 After Effects compositions. I think there were 20 Blender projects. And then I had like a folder of all the stuff that were related to that. And I think that folder ended up being like a terabyte. Yeah, I think it was just under a terabyte, like 900 gigabytes of just stuff. Most of it was obviously from like the Blender renderings, but it was just such a crazy project to work on. I've read every single interview of Inoue. Like I read so much, and there's so many. It was literally like it was every single time there was something visual I could show on the screen, and I had the choice of either making like going the easy route or the hard route. I was just like, well, we got infinite time. Like there's no upload schedule. We're just gonna pick the harder option every time. And that I definitely like lost years off my lifespan to get that video finished. Total, and I mean I've said this like a billion times, but like 1 trillion% came out as an entirely chemically different person post the Inoue effect. So that, I guess that's the effect that he had, is me. The aftermath of of that. It's so funny because the like last line in the video, or the like right before the outro, I remember saying those lines and I had to do multiple takes because the first time I said it, like I just started crying. Like I like while I was recording that, I realized that it was finally done. Like 9 months later, it was finally gonna be over, and I remember I just started crying. And like most people would hear that and be like, "Oh, you should leave that in. That's great." But it actually like it was so, first of all, not fitting to the bit at all. Like I heard it back and I was like, it makes no sense for this guy to be crying for an outro like this. But so I had to do like another like 2 takes of me just saying the Takehiko Inoue effect, and then I finally like got it over with. But holy fuck, sometimes mountains are rough. Some mountains are rough to climb. What's the objective of these streams? There's absolutely no objective whatsoever. They have absolutely nothing to do with anything at all whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. Man, learning a fighting game compared to other people feels like it's just stupid. Hold on. Maybe I'm misreading what you're saying. I recently, I mean, yeah, I like recently had a bunch of my friends, or not, I mean, they offered. It's not like they were like peer pressuring me to do it, but a lot of my like YouTube friends play Street Fighter and have been like big into it. And they've constantly just thrown out the offer like, dude, you should totally get into this game. And I've just been like, guys, I'm good. I'm so okay with never playing Street Fighter. Fighting games have such a massive barrier, like high barrier for entry, that like I seriously, there are just certain things that I'm okay with never being good at. Yeah, I like the idea of picking 5 hobbies or skills or stuff that I want to be good at and invest a lot of time into. Fighting games is not one of them. that is so many hours of my life. I think the thing is that like I also come from a background of having spent so many years playing like competitive games that like I've already been bitten by that bug. Like I have no interest in going back into that world again. Stuff that like I grew up on playing games that had like a ranked mode and stuff, and like playing in tournaments. So I would just rather not, I think. Well, that was a dumb jump. I'm doing some writing while I leave this on another monitor. Hater, you are a living, walking pleasure to be with. To hang out and about with. I'd say the fighting game barrier has become smaller and smaller, but I see where you're coming from. Isn't Street Fighter like notoriously known for being the hardest one though? Or like has the highest mechanical ceiling, or am I imagining that? I thought Street Fighter, like out of all of the main games like Tekken and Mortal Kombat, is like known for just having the highest barrier for entry. Oh my god, that was close. Fuck. Not to sound pretentious, but the only game I've been playing is chess. Well, you sound pretentious by giving that preface. That's like saying, guys, don't be offended by this, but... like, by saying... don't be offended, you imply that people, like, you've already set the playing field for how people are gonna react. If you just said, I've just been playing chess lately, people will be like, oh, okay, cool, interesting, good for you, man. But if you said not to be pretentious, that assumes already what's expected. Am I crazy? I'm gonna do something fucking crazy. Fuck! Wait, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all. Okay. Alright. I shouldn't have said anything. That was not, I didn't mean to walk off the platform. I don't know what any of these mechanics mean, by the way. When we talk about Street Fighter, I don't... You gotta explain that to me like I'm 5, because I do not know what any of those mechanics mean. Also, this is okay. I turned on my AC, but it's so cold. Holy shit! Also, my body is so sore. Holy fuck! I went surfing this morning, and my legs are paying the consequences for it right now. So which one has the like highest barrier for entry? Is it Tekken then? Okay, this is the crazy idea I was gonna try out. Okay, so that does not work. Good to know. New bar lets you play defensive and manage space meter. A run of people use everything, but it's really risky. Are you... Is anybody here good at the game? Do I have any Street Fighter 6 professionals in this chat? Any fucking guys who are sauced on the controller joystick? Oh my god, that jump is fucked up. Okay. That's bad. I don't even remember what comes after the like castle part. I have no recollection of where, like, how the game is supposed to look after that. How much money have you made from YouTube? Probably minimum wage. Before and even early on into YouTube, I was working a retail job, and I would say, with the amount of videos I posted, I probably make like a minimum wage job. And the goal is for that to not be the case. I would like for YouTube to be more sustainable. The thing that sucks about it is a lot of it just relies on sponsors, and because I mean, I can't obviously speak for the agents that like send out their marketing stuff, but I'm just not as sponsorable as other YouTubers because I haven't really gone down the route of being, of like embracing a niche. So for example, if you make stuff about anime, you're gonna likely get anime related sponsors. And the more weebish you make your stuff, the more likely they're gonna think you're brand friendly or like you're gonna cater to their audience. So like from their end, it makes sense. Like if a game like Genshin Impact were to sponsor somebody, it makes sense to just pick like the weebiest people possible to advertise for their product. Like I'm not here to pretend like it's an illogical thing for them to do. But yeah, a lot of YouTubers like financially rely on sponsors, and I just haven't really made stuff sponsorable. Usually for people who kind of just make like general stuff, you usually get general products like VPNs. So NordVPN sponsors anybody, ExpressVPN sponsors anybody. FlexiSpot, which is like a table or a chair company, they also kind of just sponsor anybody. I'm trying to think of who else. Raid Shadow Legends does pretty much anybody, but I don't know. It's hard. It's not. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not. I think according to like a lot of marketing agencies, I don't present myself enough as like a manga YouTuber. Like they don't really know what to call me, so I don't really get reached out that often. And when they do, they don't like my rates. They wanna. They are also a little bit leechy about that stuff. I don't even get, dude, like when I first started making videos, it was very clear that like the stuff that I made was manga videos. And listen, man, I got invited to conventions all the time. All you had to do was send in like a little application and they just be like, yep, checks out. This guy's solid to be able to go to our conventions. I do not. I get rejected from all of them. I don't even think to like Anime Expo or like any big convention, they like let me in. So there's also that. Do sponsors approach you or vice versa? They reach out to me. Manscaped, yeah, Manscaped is a good example. I mean, actually, no, it's not a good example because, I mean, it's guys. So, like, that already cuts off a large chunk of people who make videos. But yeah, so like you don't get reached out by a company like NordVPN. They have an agent reach out to you and send an email, and they'll be like the middleman for negotiating and stuff. I have only once, like I've worked with an agent before, and I've reached out. That's how I got my last sponsor, was I just reached out to a guy that I worked with before, and I was like, hey man, you got anything for me? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, this fucking most recent video, it was so hard to find a sponsor. I got absolutely ran through throughout the summer. There was supposed to be a Shopify sponsorship, a Sony sponsorship, a World of Tanks sponsorship, a Bumble sponsor. I got an offer from Bumble, and then they all rejected me. Like they reached out to me, we negotiated, and then they all just said like, "Oh, sorry, we can't work with you." And I was like, "Sick, awesome." Yeah, I got absolutely ran through, and I had like a fucking crisis because of it. Like I was talking with my other YouTuber friends, and I was just like, guys, is it like this? Like, is it gonna be my life from here on out if I pursue YouTube? Like, am I just gonna have to gamble the amount of income I could ever receive month to month? And they're like, yup. Which is why I have a Patreon. Because holy shit, it is brutal. It is so brutal. Yeah, I got a deal with Opera GX because I reached out to my first ever like agent. In my Chainsaw Man video, I had like a sponsorship with NordVPN. I reached out to the guy who helped me with that as like a last straw, and he managed to make the deal for me. But fuck, man, I'm just sick of it. Like I really don't like sponsorship culture. I think there's a more effective way for brands to like I think it's a lose-lose situation on both ends. I'll do them. Like I think they financially make sense for me to do. I have to. If I didn't have to do sponsorships, I would obviously make the choice not to. But I think for a company that like pays YouTubers to like advertise their stuff, I think there's more effective ways to like make a collaboration like that. And also for the YouTuber, like I just don't really, unless you have like a contract, like a year-long contract with them, it just doesn't make that much sense to do it. I like the idea, like I would so much rather have the idea that like I had something, like I had a company that like I could advertise. People like video essayists who obviously, like Jacob Geller has his book, And like Eyepatch Wolf has his he has like his merch company. To them, they actually view value in that, and they want other people to just like enjoy their stuff, either to support them or because they actually feel like they have something of value. I would so much rather have a system like that as opposed to praying that someone out there is just willing to like work with me. So I don't know. It's not really something I could do right now, though. I very much like do not have the finances to start any type of company of anything. I need to be able to pay rent first before I could have like disposable amounts of money to like start a brand idea or like something that I think would be interesting. It's always been a dream of mine, like since I first started YouTube, to start an editing agency, like be a middle person. Like I hate the fact that editors have to like discuss their rates with content creators over Discord, and the rates could vary per video. I would love to be like an agency and help them out with that, like represent editors, so that way I can have like a stacked team of editors who I think are very great and competent, and then I could help them like network and be like, oh, well, I have like a list of people who would be interested in working with you guys. Because I have a lot of sympathy for editors as somebody who like very much loves the process of doing it, and I also understand some of the struggles that a lot of them deal with. I feel like I could help a lot with the problem solving of that, but it would cost so much to like make that happen. Bumble said actually will email you. Well, yeah, that's how most of them do it. I have a confession to make. Hold on. Putting that business degree to use? No. Everything, I mean, no. I reject everything about that comment. I remember when I first started making videos, I always thought that like whenever somebody had millions of views and millions of subs, and then they would announce that they like came out with merch, or they came out with a plushie, or they came out with like a Patreon, and I always just, or like they included like sponsors on top of that. Like I always thought it was a matter of them being greedy. But given the fact that I've now seen the amount that you can make, and also just the like instability that comes with it, like year by year you'll have no clue if you have a job or not. There's a part of me that like finally actually understands why they do that. At first I used to look down on it, now I'm like, oh, it actually makes perfect sense. It makes sense why Jacob Geller has like a Nebula deal and makes books, or like wrote his book. Like he is a great writer and loves video games. Why not make a book that forever out there can be there for people to just like both seek value in that and also like make YouTube a long-term career? Makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense for like a video essayist to have a Patreon. They just have to. YouTube is an awesome, like great platform. Out of all of the social media sites, it's incredible to be on and like be able to make stuff on there as opposed to any other, literally any other app. But it is really, really, really hard for that to just be like your one source of income. Oh yeah, I was reading out the thing that I haven't finished your last 2 videos because I don't want to get spoilers for Slam Dunk and the Climber. That's fine. Scamboli told me the same thing, and he was pretty pissed that, like, in my last video, I put, like, slight spoilers for Land of the Lustrous. I'd never know what to do with spoiler warnings. I kind of just assume, like, choose on your own. Make that decision yourself. If you want to read Land of the Lustrous and you haven't, and you see a video that has Land of the Lustrous, I just think you should make the decision yourself on what to do with that information. Fuck, that is a fucked up jump. Good night, Stereo Kuji. I do want to make it clear, though, that there is no part of me that expects all of this to work out. At the end of the day, it's luck times luck times luck divided by luck. The circumstances that I'm in right now is like a lot of luck involved, and I'm not gonna feel entitled if it doesn't end up working out. I'm talking about what it's like to make stuff on YouTube and like how much money you make off of it. But I just want to make it clear that if it doesn't work out, it's not like the channel is just going to never have anything posted on it again. It just gives you more time to make more things. That's all it really does. So I'll forever still like love to make video essays. Being able to do it full time means that you get to do more of it. There's no part of me that minds the idea of just having to get a regular job, and on the side I can just make video essays about whatever I want. If anything, it just it alleviates a lot of pressure on stuff that you make. So I'm not one of those people that like thinks it's the end of the world if it doesn't work out. There are people in here that like support the Patreon, or have before and don't anymore, and they are appreciated more than anything else. There's no part of me that like ever wants to complain about how many people are on there. To me, that's insane that like there's more than 100 people that want to do that. I forgot that I'm not supposed to max jump on that. Same, I said F it and just watched your video. Yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion that like spoilers just don't matter, but I understand like everyone has their own reasoning for that. I personally do not give a shit about spoilers, so therefore I'll watch anything about anything, and it doesn't really matter. Like if someone tells me the entire plot or like the ending of something that's gonna happen, it doesn't really change whether or not I was gonna watch consume the media any differently. But I will respect other people's wishes for that. I just don't know what to do, like what the solution is for my videos on that. Because I think in the way that I think about making the video, it kind of implies that a spoiler has to happen. Like if I'm making an hour-long video on something, spoilers are technically bound to come. So I don't mind. Like if you just say I don't want to watch it, because of that, that is totally okay. Like you do that on your own. But those first couple of chapters are so painful. It's really bad. The beginning, the first 50 chapters are really bad. So I don't blame you for feeling that way. Same thing happens with The Climber. Like the beginning is horrible. What do you think about the Dandadan anime? I was inspecting that shit. I'm gonna watch the first 2 episodes today, so I don't have any thoughts right now, but I want to see how it turned out. I went into computer engineering so I could do my fun creative stuff on the side. Totally respect that. Yeah, I don't like it when people I think it's totally fine to get to do creative stuff on the side and leave it as like a hobby. When people say that you should, you know, pursue a creative thing like making music or voice acting or like something that is an untraditional creative job, it just is bound to turn into a job. Like, there's nothing wrong with just leaving it as a fucking hobby. I have such a gripe for the phrase, like, how does the phrase go again? Something about, like, love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. Whoever made that phrase, they should go eat a rock. Alex, my fiance, says hi. That's all. She just wanted me to say that. You make it sound so passive-aggressive. That is all she wanted to say. That's it. There was nothing else that she said. They did change up or censor a few things, though. I'm sure that's going to be the case down the line as well. I would not be surprised. Do you think I should watch the anime to build up my interest, then read the manga? I've never seen the anime for Slam Dunk. If you're talking about Slam Dunk, I've never seen it, so I couldn't tell you. There's a part of me that, like, thought about it while making the video on Inoue, and then I was like, there's no reason for me to do that, so I just didn't. I don't really watch much anime, if at all. I think the last like full season of anime that I watched was with my best friend, and we watched Heavenly Delusional together. So it's been a hot minute. That's so true. Yeah, love your start to resent the things you used to enjoy. That's a funny. I like that one. I like that one more. Yeah. Do work that you love, and you'll never work a day in your life, said the biggest grifter on the planet. Kind of hot and cold on the Dandan on anime. It's not bad at all, but I think the manga was just so new and weird that seeing again loses its impact. Maybe just gotta wait for the later stuff. I could totally see myself thinking the exact same thing, Joker. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna react to it, but every single time something that I really like has gotten adapted, I just don't end up watching it. So we'll see. We'll see. I liked. Like, I remember I read the Shibuya arc for JJK. I watched the anime, and I had, like, the same, if not, like, a better experience watching it with my friend. But there have been other stuff that, like, I've just had no interest in watching the adaptation for it. Stuff that, like, I really like. I didn't watch the, like, Hell's Paradise adaptation. What else have I talked about that got an adaptation? Yeah, what? Oh yeah, I haven't seen the Kaiju number 8 adaptation. I haven't seen Spy Family. I haven't seen like a lot of the like new series, because it's nothing wrong with how they adapted it. It's just not a medium that I'm like that into. I like manga partially because of the pacing, but also just because there are other things that I've mentioned a billion trillion times in my videos about stuff that I just really, really care about for manga. And even then, like, my reading amount for manga stuff has been really low as of recently. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just phases. You just go through certain phases. See ya, Kojin. Take care. I think it can be valuable to enjoy your work. I like solving problems, so designing circuit boards seems like solving a puzzle. It's not something I do every day for fun if I weren't paid. Yeah, I don't mind that. Like, I think it's so much better to just, like, try to make fun out of stuff that are, like, very tedious tasks. To sit here and pretend, like... I'm supposed to enjoy 100% of a job, and it's just like supposed to induce dopamine into me every single day. It's just fucking like it's like a silly. It's such a silly grift that you hear so often, especially in the U.S. Maybe it's like a California or like U.S. thing, but I hate it so much when people say that. If I purely just based the things that I did off of my metric of like happiness, I would just drink beer and surf every day. Obviously, there's gonna be like parts of messing around with editing software or anything creative that like I don't like. That's totally fine. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm back, and I'm assuming you beat the game 3 times over, and you're on your 4th run for sure. HC, the fact that that's not a given should tell you everything. Ignore the timer on the top left, though. Honestly, dude, like, jokes aside, an hour and a half, like, for this far into the DLC is not bad. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of abuse that happened, obviously, to the staff to, like, get the second JJK season to happen. But I still, like, enjoyed the shit. I enjoyed it more, given the fact that I knew that they mistreated the staff members. It really ripens the animation quality. There's nothing like good art than clearly insinuating that you caused pain on the people that worked on it, right, guys? If they paid them fairly and made them work fairly and the animation was the same, I wouldn't like JJK season 2 whatsoever. They literally put blood and tears into that. Yeah, dude, if someone didn't die while making your anime season, your little animated Japanese cartoon thingy, like, is it even worth watching? You need at least one staff member to have killed themselves for it to be worth my attention span, okay? The federal labor standards personally. Yeah. First of all, I don't watch any type of media from any country that has like pro-union laws, okay? Get the fuck out of here if you're putting that into your equation. Second of all, if one staff member doesn't fucking die, I don't want to hear about it. Also, if you take it too much, your fun becomes work. Yeah, like, yeah. So on the thing I said earlier, like, okay, I mean, some people think when you say, so like, I'm in a extremely fortunate position. It's the most, I'm pretty sure, like, there's that one famous survey that asked a bunch of like really young, I think it was kids, like middle school, elementary school kids, asking them what they wanted to be, and like the majority answer was to be a YouTuber. That was like the most common answer. I don't know how, obviously, like how accurate that survey was, but that's like a really common statistic that people refer to, and I believe it. Like, I could totally see that being the case, and I don't like sit around that. It's just that, like, I hate the idea that you're supposed to have fun the entire time for anything. Like, obviously, if you have a family and you have a house to pay for or rent to pay for, or you want to get like your grocery bill, and that grocery bill gets paid by your fun, it's obviously gonna induce like a significant amount of stress on it. To sit here and pretend like you're just purely having fun, like, it's just a massive grift. Like, of course, your process, maybe some days you're not having as much fun. What if that affects how much your income is going to be? That's not a fun situation to be in. There's nothing wrong with like something not being fun for a little bit. I love to make video essays. That does not mean that 100% of the time I'm just purely having fun. I'm just typing away at my keyboard on a Google Doc, just like, yes, I'm having so much fun right now. I had this talk before with like Scamboli, because we were arguing over like upload schedules, or like how long people like us are supposed to take over, like, or like what the process of making a video should be like. And he did bring up a good point that, like, I make the approach of wanting to simulate I want the approach of making the stuff that I make to feel like it's a passion project, but to obviously like do it under, like, put myself under like somewhat of a schedule, and to do it in my own way. But he brings up the good point that, like, yeah, I mean, that's a hobby, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with hobbies, but like if you want to be able to like do something full time, you're just gonna have to provide certain aspects into it that like will feel like a job, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, some of the best art ever was made from jobs. I really don't think there's anything wrong with that being the case. Some of the best media, some of the best films, books were made from jobs. They weren't made from somebody, like, you know, sitting in a closet all day just being like, oh, this is coming from my heart and soul. It probably came from like the most famous books came from an author who was like, I need something like that will get me paid, and the circumstance just so made it that I made something great. And it helps me a lot. Like, it helps me get better. The thing that I've come to realize about constraints, like in this last video, I think I made a shit ton of decisions of me just saying good enough, which wasn't a thing for the video on Inoue, and it wasn't really a thing that I ever thought about for the videos before that too. I would never let myself say that something was good enough. Like, I would keep working on it until it was literally perfect in my eyes. And then this last one, I feel like I was able to really speed up the process by just saying good enough. Because in the long run, it just does me the favor of improving a lot more. Like, if I want to be really good at writing or getting good at making video essays, it's just a matter of like reps. It has nothing to do with like headspace or you know, being in a flow state or anything like that. I think it literally just comes down to reps. This is also like something that I think a lot of people don't struggle with. There are very few other YouTubers I've met who like had to unperfectionism themselves. I really struggled with that early on. Yeah, there's so when I was making the last video, there was obviously a segment where I did a bit of research on Dave McKean, and I listened to one of his Dave McKean's interviews. For those of you guys who don't know or like haven't seen the video, Dave McKean is a really, really famous painter who worked for both like the Marvel and the DC industry. And he makes, like, you can just like Google his work. His stuff is incredible. But he's still like a full-time painter now. And what most of his work comes from is just commissioning. Musicians will like send him a certain rate, and they'll give him like a certain time frame to make like an album cover for them, or he'll work on a piece, or he'll work like as an illustration cover for like a comic book, like the front cover of it. And he says that like there are two types of creative people that he always works with. One of them will like, he'll send them a first draft and they'll just be like, okay, that's good. And he's like, you don't want me to do anything else to it? They're like, no, this is great, this is perfect, like we'll just move on. And then there are those who will like constantly send him feedback and like ask for redrafts. And the thing that I thought was really interesting about that interview was that he said like it just kind of sucks the fun out of that process. Like the result always ends up being better when like a lot of the artists just get the wiggle room to just do their thing. Like if you commission a guy like Dave McKean to work as an illustrator for you, if you just let him do his thing, like he has said every single time that like that gets him the best result, but it also gives him the drive to keep on doing the work, as opposed to seeking some kind of like omnipotent standard that no one except for the other person is trying to meet, which taught me a lot. Like it like, especially after watching that interview, it really affected the way I was making the video during. Because I think like we don't put enough stock into that. Sure, the thing you're like making has some sucky parts to it, or it might not be exactly to the vision that you have. But we gotta start putting some more stock into like the fun factor. I think that was my issue for a while, was just like when I was making videos, I had a video in my head. Like for example, if I was when I worked on the video on Chainsaw Man, in my head as I was making it, I already pictured like what the entire video was gonna look like, and every step of the way, if it wasn't exactly to the thing that I imagined, there was like something wrong with it. And after a while, I think the lesson that I've learned is that like I just need to let go of that. I just need to like let go of the made up video that doesn't exist, that's like in my head, and I need to just like work with what I've got. Same thing happened with the Inoue effect. Like that video took me so long because in my head I pictured, like I pictured it being a certain kind of video, and I pictured like a certain way people were supposed to react to it, when the truth is that like neither of those things are in my control. Yeah, for consistency and not a one-off reps makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense for literally anything. Surfing has taught me that a lot, like the significance of reps, because in surfing there is just like such a massive barrier between skill level. Some people will say they'll have surfed for 3 years, and the spectrum of skill level you'll see is like the widest gap out of any sport I've ever done. Just because like it's a sport where you get such few reps, that like to really be good at it, you have to do it for so many years and like so consistently. There's obviously like there's the stereotype. This has only really been a thing in like the last couple of years, but people often make the stereotype that people that are incredible at things like are usually autistic to some extent. one, I think that's like a really dumb stereotype. Like it misrepresents both like autistic people, but also like it undervalues people who are actually good at a thing by just saying that they're like naturally born that way, or like they have some kind of like superpower that makes them be good at the thing. The reason why I think that stereotype happens, and why you so often hear that like someone with autism is like exceptional at math, or like at math, is usually because they happen to have a certain kind of autism where they experience a lot of hyperfixation, which I think leads to just doing a lot of reps, which still also is like undervaluing like the skill that they're good at. But I think it's just different circumstances that lead to the exact same result. Be it like you either have some kind of like a learning disability that affects the way that you learn, or you're just like really passionate about a thing, or you're really curious about it and you just find yourself doing it a lot. It's just reps. Like it's literally just reps. There's no secret to it. People ask me all the time, like, if there's any tutorial that I watch to learn the way that I edit. I just did it a lot. Like I have spent more hours on Premiere than I have on any video game I've ever played in my entire life. I unfortunately can't give like any secret on the way I edit. It's literally just a matter of like I have done it so much, and I like the reps. That's the other important thing, is that I do a lot of reps, but I like the reps. I do it in a way that I like the reps. This helped me a lot because for the like last year and a half, I started watching on YouTube this guy named Dr. Mike Israetel. Listen, not to flex, but like I think I would like to say I was watching his videos earlier on than like when most people found out about him, but I really liked the way he talked about working out, because he would give like a lot of technical advice on what the ideal rep looks like for each exercise. But he also says, like, he also makes sure to put an emphasis on like, listen, man, if you took two guys and one of them was doing like 3 really high quality workouts per week and one of them was doing 6, the guy who was doing 6 is still probably going to be bigger and stronger than the guy doing 3. Like at the end of the day, the best workout you can do is the one that you can do consistently for many years. Like not just one really good quality year, but many years in a way that you like. I have no idea how I'm supposed to consistently make this jump. Can somebody Google a speedrunner who did the DLC and see if there's a shortcut to this? I had to deal with people like that back when I did commissions for merch and art. I stopped taking it because it was killing me. I mean, I'm sure you sent that message a while ago, but do you mean like about the Dave McKean thing, like just dealing with perfectionists? I mean, to be fully honest, I probably was like that too. Whenever I would work or like collab with other people to like be in the video, I was probably like insufferable to deal with, because I would want people to do like multiple takes, or like I would want them to do things in a certain way. It all like comes back full circle, but over the summer I made a video for Masked Man, and that experience, so we had worked on that video for like probably 2 months, and that experience taught me a lot about just what another person how another person goes about making their videos versus my own, and also learning to just like let go. Like when we first started working on it and he sent me the script, I remember just giving him so much feedback on it and being like, this is what's wrong with the script. Like, I think we should really improve this and that. And he was just like, I hear you. Like, you're right, but I'm not going to do that. And I was just like, whoa. It gave me a really interesting exercise, because both of us were putting ourselves in this circumstance of like, this is what we have got. Like, because he told me, he was like, I have worked on the script for several weeks now. I can't really add any more weeks to that because then the video will just like never be done. And it put me in the circumstance of like, this is how much time I have to work with like this, the audio that's been sent to me, and we're just gonna see like what the two of us are able to make out of it. And I love that. Like I am so grateful to like get to experience that, especially like before coming out with the video, like the Pretty Comic Books video, because yeah, that was like an awesome experience. He just let me do it for free too. Me and Mass were like on a call together, and I was bringing up the idea. I was like, listen, man, like, are you down for me to just like edit a video for you for free? Like, we just both work together. And he was like, I don't know why you would want to do that. Like, he was like, are you sure you don't want me to pay you? And I was like, yes, I just want the experience. And then we did it. And like, I learned so much from that. Like, so much from that. As fuck, but I know the moment I played, I'd hate this game. I think when I was playing the base game like an hour and a half ago, I could see myself getting back into the habit of like getting upset each time I was dropping off the map. I think I'm in like a zen state now where I'm not affected by it. Like, I'm just talking to you guys, and if I end up making progress or not, like I'll just like, I'm okay if it does or it doesn't happen. What video is that? It's him and I worked on a video about horror manga. I forgot what his title is, but if you just go, it's one of the more recent ones, but I think it's like something about horror manga. That was also like a super fun video to work on. He gave me he let me just do whatever I wanted, which was awesome. Like, I was like, do you want anything in particular? And he gave me like a couple songs that like he wanted to include in the video. And I was still being like a perfectionist dipshit about that too. But after a video, it's just like, yeah, you can do whatever. Super interesting. Like looking back on it, I know I keep just saying the same thing over and over again, but I learned so much that like I'm only realizing now from that. Like, that greatly affected the way I edited moving forward. Yeah, seeing from the POV of someone where I don't have like 100% creative control on something, was a super interesting thing. Is it how horror manga crafts fear? It could be that. It could be like, or how horror manga works. One of those. That's a backseat game, but for the jump, do a long jump from the bottom left, not the top left. Oh, is that the shortcut? Oh my god. Wait. Okay, if you're right about this, I think if this is the jump you're talking about, I will love you forever. Oh fuck. Wait, hold on. No, please backseat. If you're right about this, you have permanent permission to backseat the rest of my life. Wait, it's like so doable. I don't even know if this is the jump you're talking about, but oh my god, HC! Okay, well, I just fucked up that jump. I knew there was like some kind of a shortcut, but I just didn't remember it. Like, I forgot what it was 2 years ago. You should stream at Twitch at the same time. Watching on YouTube is ass for real. It does suck, but I'm posting it on the second channel, so like I think it unsucks a lot of it. My main issue that I have with YouTube streaming is that it takes up like the subscription feed on my main channel, and plus these streams are just like extra. Like I'm not interested in having a bunch of people watching them. I just need a VOD of me playing Jump King, and also I like some streams sometimes. I don't like all streams. Streaming is not like my thing. But I like some aspects about streaming. One of them being that I don't post that often, so it gives me a great excuse to just like hang out and chat with the people who do watch my videos. There's also the same spot, Max, right? I could be wrong. You guys need to tell me, like, be more specific on what part, though. It's kind of hard for me to know, because there is, like, a bit of a delay on what you guys are chatting. So I can't exactly know, like, which bit you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about this one. Like, I go up straight, wind right. Yeah, into, like, that little box. I am also, like, on full autopilot. Like, I couldn't tell you anything that I've done in this game for the last half hour. I have no clue. This is all like purely off of instinct and vibes. Fuck, that's so short. Yeah, that's such a short jump. This is also... These are all bad ideas. These are like multiple bad ideas after another. So the spot into the tower on the little ledge where you use the wind, go upright with the wind, not max, but go over the tower through an opening to the right of it. Well, once I'm back to it, we'll see. We have fallen quite a ways down. I'm like forgetting all of my patterns right now. Like whenever I fall back to the earlier parts, I don't even remember like what's the exact jump that I did. Now you guys have me like analyzing the background of the map to see if maybe I'm like missing any other obvious jumps or like hidden spots. Like hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay, I don't think I actually have like a I'm kind of scared of falling off. But I was wondering if this had like a secret entrance or something. No, it doesn't. Okay. So you mean this part, right? I think I could even max jump that. Yeah, so maybe we go like up here and then left, like hardcore left. Fuck! No, the one before, sorry. No, don't apologize, it's okay. That is on me. It is totally on me. I do think I see where you're getting at, but I do think my way, like I want more consistent jumps anyways, that like I wouldn't really want to risk it. Fuck. I'm trying to get to the little tiny ledge. I'm like habitually going to the top part, even though I don't need to. Here, what time is it? It's already 3:30. Alright, once I start getting hungry, I will probably end the stream. But it would also be pretty sick if I could get through the first game and the DLC in one day. So that way the other streams can just be focused on... Why did I max jump there? So I can just focus on the like the hardest version of the game. We will see. We will see. My streaming battery does not go for that long. So we will see. Also, I keep fucking jumping. There you go. I can also see why I was stuck on this part for so fucking long. This is a pain in the ass. Is this your first run through the first DLC? No, I beat it years ago. When I was making my video on I Am a Hero, I was playing this DLC at the same time, and in the middle of it, I do like a little break in the video where I'm like, guys, I just beat it. This has nothing to do with the video, but I beat it. So I have beaten this one. The one I have not beaten is the DLC after this, which is the entire point of why I'm doing this stream. Also, I got hesitant on this one. I needed to just go top right. Or none of those things. That's fine too. You can just do none of the things that you're saying you're supposed to do. That is also an okay approach to do. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Because I'm Batman. Why do I feel like I've seen you before? Batman, have you typed in a chat before? Or like have you ever been around these parts before? I keep saying that to like a lot of people who are coming to the streams. I don't know if it's me like being invasive, but it's because I like post so infrequently that I never remember like when I see new faces or when I see the same faces, I don't remember if they are the same faces or not. You have? Okay. So far, I have a good track record of knowing if I remember people or not. What kind of advice are you asking? Do your charity ones? Yeah. Okay. I think. Yeah. I think I remember you then. Yeah. What kind of advice? Like, what do you mean? What do you want? Yeah. It was for the charity. Yeah. That was the last time I played this game, or like did a lot of streaming. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, that's too risky of a jump. I need to go left instead. We'll go for 1 more hour. I think the having streaming for 4 hours is an all right amount. Actually, no, 3 is still a lot. I don't know. I'm getting fatigued. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a little bit fatigued. We'll see if I can make like semi-decent progress. But okay. We'll see if I can make like semi-decent progress. But if not, like if I do a major fall like this one more time, then I'll probably call it a day, guys. Big fucking chungus. Honestly, when you went into college, did you know exactly what you wanted to do? If I'm being honest, I don't know what I want to do, and I'm nervous. I think the problem is that, like, if you ask that question to a lot of people, they'll say that, like, you need to spend a lot of time to find something that you're really, 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 like, in love with and passionate about. I would say just, like, try to find stuff that you like enough. Like, especially freshman year and sophomore year, it's just, like, a lot of GEs. So you won't really get to do specifically, like, degree-specific stuff until your junior year. Yeah, your junior year and your senior year. So during those, like, first 2 years, try to pick, like, a general field that, like, you like enough. I don't know what it is that, like, you're going in to study for, but just, like, don't go into the expectation being like, oh, I need to, like, 1,000% like it, but, like it enough that you could graduate with it. When I first started, I was pre-med bio, and I realized that, like, I very, very conditionally liked science. Like, before going into college, I was really, really big into science, but I liked it conditionally. I really, really liked health science and sports science. So I was big into, like, I loved my anatomy classes, and I loved like anything that was kinesiology based. but I very, very much liked it conditionally. But yeah, when you ask, like, when you talk about it with most people, they'll just say, "Oh, why did you pick computer engineering?" And they're just like, "It made sense." Like, you won't ever see somebody be like, "It was my calling. I was born as a fire type Pokemon, therefore I will be a fire type for the rest of my life." They're just kind of like, "Yeah, it made sense." Or like, my dad is a blank. My mom was a blank, so I just picked it. So as long as you go in with it, like with that, you're just like, yeah. Do you have any music or album recommendations? Any genre is fine. I like most. Well, tell me a genre and I'll recommend an album. Like, give me like a general zhuzh. Like, do you listen to indie, breakcore, EDM, bossa nova? I have one for like all of those. Do you like any horror games? I don't know. What is like a... I don't think I've ever played a single horror game in my life, now that I think about it. Like, genuinely. I don't even mean that, like, ironically. Thank you so much. I want to study an art major. I think I'm just nervous because the art industry is kind of not doing well at the moment. I don't think... Has it ever been doing well? Like, was there ever a time where getting an art degree was like a prosperous thing you could pursue? I love indie and bossa nova. You can give me one for each. So, I would say Tamba 4... Here, I'll type it in for you. Tamba 4... was a band that I came across for bossa nova during my video on Inoue, and all of their songs are incredible. But I love your videos. Thanks, man. Just because it's something that I hear a lot doesn't undermine the comment. I appreciate that. LMAO, you do have a point there. Yeah. Have a backup. Have a backup and think about future you. This is coming from a guy who makes videos on the internet, by the way. So take that with a grain of salt. But as a fellow college student, have a backup. I think my issue, like, I was just so nervous. Like, I was always under the impression that I would have, like, some kind of fucking ominous calling. Like, I would just, like I would just, like, go into school and be like, yes, this is the thing. And then it never happened. I think finding something that you would be happy to settle for an option is good. Yeah. Me and Viper Shadow are on the same wavelength. Have you seen Batuk? Schlucked Blood, but it's cute. Lots of references to Bossa and other stuff. Is that a manga or what is that? It's a manga? Okay. I will add it onto the list. What are you reading right now, Hater? Thanks, guys, for real. By that, are you going to like? I'm curious. Like, are you going to an art school, or is it just like a school you're going to and they have like an art program? Because that probably makes like a big difference too, right? Confused about your career once when young, or is it just me? That's literally me every breathing second. It would be weird if you weren't. I mean, now probably not, because I get to like have this, but yeah, it would be quite strange if you just knew that. Not much. Life has been so busy. Yeah. I am the same boat. It's like a combination of busyness and also like reading that stuff. Reading that stuff like just reminds me of work. Or like while I'm reading it, I'm picturing it being work. So I just haven't been reading much of it. And also, it's just like, it's an industry that's like, it's so hard to come out with anything good. Like most of the good manga have already come out, and like you kind of just have to read the old stuff, which has been a thing for a while. Like it's nothing new to the manga industry, and I'm not like dissing to say that like modern manga is bad. It's just kind of been that way. Good manga is like a miracle. All of them are miracles. Yeah, I was just gonna go to a Cal State if I'm accepted. Yeah, that's a good choice, man. Cal States are cheap. When I was like transferring over, I had the choice of either going to like sending in my UC applications or going to a Cal State. And if you just look at the tuition difference, it's like 10x. Like why would I ever want to do that? So I think Cal States make a lot of sense. Capera fight form. The author is... have I heard of that? I did hear that there was like a pretty popular manga where the author was big into martial arts. I mean, that could probably be said about like a lot of fighting manga, but there was like one that I heard about that was pretty interesting. Okay, I'm gonna give this map an honest effort, and if I fall, I'm gonna end the stream because I'm in a haze right now. I couldn't tell you anything that I've done or said in like the last half hour. I've just been like on a jumping autopilot. Like when I was playing the first game to beat it, I was very conscientiously like trying to remember jump patterns and stuff. I couldn't tell you, like this has all just been like habitually me just doing things off of vibes. Okay. Okay. That's gonna be it. We have fallen 313 times and made almost 3,100 jumps. We will leave it at there. Let's save and exit. Jesus fucking Christ. Woo! That wasn't bad. It's not bad. For someone who knows what's to come after this isn't that wasn't the worst thing ever. All right. You all take care. As you all know, this will be a Sunday thing. If I just happen to have the free time to do it again during the week, then that might be a possibility. But for now, this will just be on the day of the Lord. Thank you for all you people that came in. Viper Shadow, Zimli, Batman, Hater, Joseph. You guys take care, okay?